This Monday.com ad was created by a team of people and AI agents. Reese, our content agent, wrote the copy based on our best practices, like mentioning Monday.com 3 times. That was the second. Johnny, our coordination agent, built the timeline and kept everyone aligned. Olivia, our human creative director, stayed in the loop. Because agents are great, but they don't always know when a joke lands. She had one note: tell listeners it only takes minutes to build an agent. So, minutes. Create your own AI agent today on Monday.com.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Today on Partners in True Crime.
All sitting on the same couch when you found about the confession.
I just thought she's lying, she's telling a joke, because I never thought that was going to happen. He was going to hold it until he passed away.
There was one time we were going to Erie because we were doing a cadaver dog search, and he begged us to go, and I was like, buddy.
And I asked them, I'm like, what's the deal? And they wouldn't tell me for a while. And then I ended up just looking my mom's name up, and I found the story.
You Googled your mom?
Yeah.
Your mom, just for a lack of a better term, your mom's a badass.
Yeah.
Okay?
I already know that.
So you're very lucky to have her. Not all moms would have ever even embarked on this journey. All right, so we're back with Partners in True Crime with Allison Diker and her Justice for Lonene Rogers. And we're here, and we have special guests. We've been hearing about these kids for a long time, and so we're happy to have them on. We got the Diker family here. We have Aiden, and we have Morea,
Yes.
and Emmy. Great.
Yes,
Fantastic. Emmy. And Dublin's the little puppy. So thanks for being on, guys. So we thought it was really interesting to hear it from your perspective, because I'm sure you guys have grown up with this whole story, your grandmother's story, your grandfather's story. You have a very unique perspective. I mean, I don't know how many kids that have that kind of story in their background. So I want to start off with you, young man. Tell me what you remember, because you're the oldest. You've been around it the longest. What do you remember about this story and what your mom told you about the story, and when did you start cluing in that it was a pretty extraordinary story?
I mean, in elementary school, I just realized that my parents were going places. They were just randomly going to Pennsylvania. We were randomly getting babysitted. And I asked them, I'm like, what's the deal? And they wouldn't tell me for a while. And then I ended up just looking my mom's name up, and I found the story.
You Googled your mom?
Yeah. And then a few weeks later, she ended up telling me.
He's always been the inquisitive one.
What did you think? Yeah. What did you think when your mom's name popped up and all this stuff came up? What did you think?
Oh, that can't be true. There's no way. I didn't know what to think.
I'm sure it must have been a little overwhelming at first. I think I would have been totally freaked out if I saw that Googling my mom without knowing anything. And then, did you believe it?
I mean, I believed some of it. I didn't believe a lot of it until my mom and dad actually told me face to face. Because I mean, it's kind of a hard story to believe just looking it up on your school computer as a kid.
Gosh.
So you were at school when you looked it up?
No, we got to take our school computers home, and
illegal use.
I was watching YouTube on it one night, and I'm like, I wonder what happens when I look up my parents. And looked up my mom first, and it was on this one like Ohio site. I don't remember what it was called, but it showed that she had like problems with the police or something like that. It showed something weird that I clicked on, and then it took me to a whole bunch of sites, a whole bunch of old articles and newspapers from when it happened, and how Lonnie was missing, how allegedly she was killed and all that. And then I looked at my dad, and it wasn't that cool.
Hey, he was just
a guy.
boring and normal.
Just a normal guy.
Yeah.
So what did you think when did you confront your parents after you did your research? What did they say?
I didn't confront them. I don't think they even knew I did this until 3 minutes ago.
Wow. So they've never known that you Googled them?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Wow. How old were you, Aiden?
4th grade, maybe.
So you were really young. You're like 9 years old. Super smart kid Googling his parents.
You've been sitting on this secret for quite a bit. How old are you now? What are you, 17, 16?
I'm 15 now.
Mr. Web Sleuth.
There you go.
Seriously, but super smart. 9 years old. Like you knew something was off instinctively.
Yeah.
You have really good instincts. That's impressive.
As the big brother, did you share it with your sisters at all, or you felt like this was a secret you kept to yourself?
No,
until now.
I didn't tell anyone until now.
Allison, what do you think about that?
Well, so it doesn't surprise me, because in 4th grade, like 9, 10, he asked so many questions and was, Hans and I would talk about it, but not in front of the kids. It wasn't a time that I wanted them to know anything about what was going on. And it was also early, when I was just getting ready to go like full speed ahead. And I think Hans and I tried to like shelter them, of course. And Aiden would pick up little things, he would listen around the corner, that kind of stuff. And
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Times that you thought that he wasn't listening, he was. And he did come to us and say, there was one time we were going to Erie because we were doing a cadaver dog search, and he begged us to go. And I was like, buddy, we did sit down and talk to him, not the girls, because the girls were kind of like, whatever. They're younger, but they weren't as inquisitive as Aiden. Aiden very much wanted to know, he would ask questions. He would want to know what was going on. It like these two, we could say, oh, we're going to Erie. We'll be back. And okay. But Aiden would be like, why? What are you doing there? How long will you be there? And does this have to do with your mother's case? Like he would just keep asking questions. And
how old was he when you had to sit him down and tell him the real deal?
Between 9 and 10, because he was picking up information that I thought was him overhearing my husband and I, but apparently a Google search gave him more information than I knew about. But I thought it was him overhearing us. The girls were kind of like oblivious, but it was clear that he had more information, and was like, literally, he was in tears when I told him he couldn't go with us to go to the cadaver dog search. And at that time, I was writing a book. And at that time, I had thought about doing, as a teacher, thought about doing a children's book. And I knew that Aiden needed a purpose. It really bothered him that he couldn't help. So I had said to Aiden, do you want to write a book together? Like, we could write a book about resilience, and like, you can help write it, and you can help pick out the characters and the animals and, all the different things that are part of the story. We could do it together. And that was something that Aiden was like, okay. He's holding the book right now. It's available on Amazon. It's called Rudy the Resilient Rhinoceros because Aiden's middle name is Rudolph.
I love that.
So I kind of like tried to give him a purpose so he felt like he had a part. And at the time, I think it sufficed. You know, at the time he was good with that. But we did have to share more with Aiden than we did with the girls because he just wasn't taking our fluff answers. It was not enough for him.
He had an instinct that something else
exactly.
was going on. I was like that too as the oldest child. Sometimes you have more of a clear view because you're with your parents. What's the age difference between you and your sister?
I'm 15, Maria is 14, and Emmy is 12.
Okay, so you guys are pretty close in age. But sometimes as the oldest kid, you just have more of intuitiveness with your parents.
Yeah,
then
I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what you must have thought when you were trying to explain this to him, Allison. I just must have been really difficult.
It was, and it was hard to know like how much was appropriate to share with a 9-year-old, you know, a 9, 10-year-old, not wanting him to be afraid or be concerned or be afraid for me or be afraid for his safety. And, you know, I would not have told them, but Aiden has always been, no offense, but Aiden's always been a little more mature. And not that they're immature, but emotionally, Aiden's always been more mature and inquisitive. And I felt like it was needed for him. Like he needed to have some piece of some information about what was going on because it wasn't going to just go away. You know, my fluff answers were not working. So
yeah. And the last thing you want to do is show up on the news and they're watching the news and seeing it firsthand.
Or Googling, apparently.
Or Googling. Oh, can't hide it. All right. How about you? You're next. What did you think? Mariah. What do you think about all this? I don't know,
because like we were like younger, so like we didn't really understand everything. And, like we didn't get to know until like older. So like, yeah.
I remember like I don't think it really clicked for the girls until the book came out. And when the book came out, there's a picture of the whole family on the back, and they were like, "Mom, we're famous." And I was like, "Well, you're part of a book for sure." And then it was like, "That's cool."
And then we started asking questions, but like we didn't really understand until then. So
yeah. I have to say one thing though. Both your daughters, you have strong. Your mom has strong DNA because I see some similarities here in the way they look. Because all I do is stare. Because when I'm working on this stuff, you sent me all her pictures, and I went through all those Super 8 movies. There's definitely some similarities there. So the genes are flowing.
Well, Maria is my grandmother's middle name, my middle name, and now her first name. But Maria's middle name is Lonene. It's Maria Lonene. And Emmy is Amelia Maxine, and Maxine was my mother's name.
That's great. How do you feel, Maria, about having a middle name named after your grandmother?
Pretty cool. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen all your family pictures and your home movies. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's got to be strange for not being able to know your grandmother, and your mom didn't even know her mom that much. It's how would you feel if you were in your mom's position?
I don't even know because.
Well, here's a crazy thing. So you are 14, right?
Yeah.
Guess how old I was when I
14.
moved in with Grandma Juju and Papa?
14.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was as old as you are right now when I went to live with them.
Yeah. I can never imagine that. Like being your age and not having like your mom in the house.
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy. How about you? I mean, I know you're the littlest one and the youngest one, but now do you
one.
the sassiest one. How does it? I mean, I'm just going to ask you how it is now. I mean, you're what? You said you're 12.
Yeah.
You're 12. So how does it feel to learn about all this family history that is pretty dramatic?
Cool, but like not at the same time. Like it's cool. It's cool to like find out and stuff. And my teacher, we always talk about it with her. Yeah. My teacher, Miss Villwalk, we always talk about it. She bought the book I gave her the book, and she didn't read it because she thought it was going to be so sad. So she didn't read it during the school year.
Yeah. Have you read your mom's book?
No, we're not allowed yet.
You're not allowed yet. Good parenting.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Not yet.
So I got to ask you guys. I mean, starting with Aiden. I mean, you've done the research. I mean, what do you find that's really crazy about your mom's story and your grandparents' story, which is crazy as well?
The fact that she was younger than me right now and had to go to a whole new environment, whole new like just place in general, with a whole bunch new people that she's living with. She's never met them before. And how she still managed to keep her grades up, still managed to do well in sports, still like she didn't let it stop her from living her life normally. She didn't let the roadblocks of her dad and her mom not being there for her when she was a kid stop her from making her future what she wanted it to be.
Pretty astute.
We've never had this conversation.
Yeah.
Like there's never been a time that we sat and they would say these things. So this is very special.
It's very insightful for such a young person to see that. I also think with your compassion, Aiden, and your empathy at such a young age, you wanted to help so badly. And then being able to write and translate that into writing a children's book so you can help other kids. I think that's amazing. You should be really proud of yourself. That's quite an accomplishment.
And it was a great technique by your mom to kind of basically prep you for about what you're about to find out.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And then do you share, like all three of you, and anyone can answer, is like, how much do you share of your family history to your other friends? I mean, I'm sure, when your mom starts hitting the news, it's probably pretty overwhelming.
This year in my ASL class,
Aiden's in his second year of American Sign Language in the high school. So ASL is sign language. I mentioned in the ASL class because my teacher asked if we have any connections to the language. And it was in a Google form at the start of the year. I said, yeah, I have a few connections to it, not many. But I know the culture. I know I know things about it, I guess. And it didn't really come up until later in the year where I just mentioned how my grandparents were deaf. Or actually, no, it was at a parent-teacher conference when my mom came in and told Miss Alana, my ASL teacher, that I outed him.
Yeah. I wasn't going to tell anyone. And then she just gave it away, I guess. So, and so then in class, she just started asking me a few questions, like what happened. And then I told her about the case. I told her about, well, not everything, but I told her some basic stuff, just the basics of it, I guess. And told her she wrote a book, gave her a book, and all that. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
They come home and said, can I give my teacher a book? And at first I was like, I won't even let them read it. So I was kind of not sure whether that was appropriate. But then I see a little bit of pride in their need or request to give that to someone else. So I thought, you know what, it's their story too. So
Yeah. Well, I'm just, your mom, just for a lack of a better term, your mom's a badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
they already know that.
So you're very lucky to have her. Not all moms would have ever, ever, ever even embarked on this journey. And the fact she did it with so much energy and tenacity and grace, and she's at this point now. I mean, this stuff doesn't happen all the time. Only a handful of people can handle this type of this kind of work, this kind of pressure, this, especially when you're so personally connected to it. So you definitely give your mom kudos.
Absolutely. She's a complete inspiration to other people. And look, she passed it on to you guys.
Exactly.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah. What do you think about, guys, when you like see old pictures of your grandmother and they did, I'm sure you've seen all the old movies and stuff like that. It's got to be surreal for you.
Do you remember when I was in the other room and I got all those videos?
Oh yeah.
So that's what he's talking about. Like, you never met your grandmother, but you saw her on video. And that's what, like, he's like, that's so surreal. But
Yeah. I mean, she looked like she was really fun to be around, and she was like, I don't know, like energetic and like just happy. And yeah.
this one's a dancer.
Yeah.
So I saw quite a few images of her dancing, Lonnie. I've seen her dance. And she's always dancing in front of the camera.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yeah. Yes. What about you? What was that like? Like seeing someone that once lived and has a connection to you.
I never really think about it because I don't know, it's just in my life now, so I don't really think about it much. But she seems like a fun person to be around, and she was really pretty.
Yeah.
She was. I'm just telling you guys, I mean, we've had experience with other young people that have had family situation like that. You're not going to recognize the gravity of the situation until you become adults, when you look back, and it's going to really hit you. I mean, right now, I mean, you're all trying to kind of just grow up and do all this stuff and hang with your friends and do all this stuff to your mom. And your mom is perfectly right by insulating from a lot of the details. But when you get older and you start hearing about this, and obviously we've been doing this podcast now for a little while, and hopefully we're going to be kind of exploiting this and showing this on television as well. You're gonna realize what an amazing story it is, and the fact that your mom took this journey when the police just, not that they dropped the ball, but they're very busy people. It wasn't a priority for them, but she made it a priority for your family. So to really kind of protect and preserve your family history it's pretty powerful. So
You had asked a minute ago, you asked Aiden. Well, Aiden answered, what was it? Have your friends ask questions? And Aiden probably handles the questions on his own, but these two would come home and every now and then ask questions. And I'm like, oh, geesh, I wouldn't have thought that would have come out of another child's mouth. Like, not in a bad way, in a questioning
Sure.
way. And here I thought, like, I'm insulating them so they won't have to deal with it. But tell them about some questions you got from your friends. I know you did. And you did about you told me that you had a friend that sees you in the hallway all the time, and she's like, I can't believe what happened to your grandmother.
I mean, they just ask about her, and a lot of the times I don't know, or how she was or something. But they ask a lot of questions about how it happened, where, a lot of things like that, things that I can and cannot say, things like that. I don't really know.
Well, and I think with both of you two, your friends have been like, oh my gosh, your mom's famous. Not necessarily knowing the content, but knowing that they can Google my name and I come up.
A lot of my friends just heard it online and on TikTok and
or on the news,
on Facebook, on
me
Instagram, on the news. I didn't get to tell them it all. They just started asking stuff. So yeah.
So they've been seeing some of the TikToks that we've been putting out, I would imagine. Yeah. Does that make you self-conscious, or does it make you proud? I mean, how does it make you feel?
kind of cool because like they're looking up things about my family that like I would never think that they would ask me, but like they did. So it's like just like cool to think that they're like, and like kind of weird that they're looking up my family, but like yeah.
Well, they have questions. They want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have something like this happening in their family.
It's a different world because like Allison and us, we didn't grow up with social media, right? So we didn't have Google. So we didn't have these things growing up. So for you guys, it's a completely different experience. You can just put our names in the computer and boom, there's everything, right? So you can't really hide. How are you going to hide that? Like even if you
go away, you can watch it again and again and again and again.
It's going to always be there. So of course, eventually they're going to be asking questions. I'm not surprised about that. I do think that it's like Rob said, I mean, this is a story of resilience that you can't even wrap your brain around. And I think the way that you've handled yourself is amazing. And I think for you kids, it's a really good lesson of life. You know, you just keep going. You don't let anybody stop you. You just do what you have to do to get where you need to be and get the answers that you want. I think it's a good lesson for you guys to see your mom in action because she is a badass.
One of the lessons that is most important to me is the resilience lesson. We've talked a lot now that they're older, you know, there's a lot of, you know, peer pressure, kids being mean to each other. And I have often said, you know, that could be your mother. Like your mother went through a lot. Like you never know what other kids are dealing with. And they'll say, you know, come home and tell me stories about, you know, kids saying or doing something that wasn't appropriate or feeling bad about noticing, you know, a kid that is struggling or is different. And one of the things I've been super proud of, all three of them, is the level of empathy and compassion that each of them has. You know, Maria will come home and say, you know, there was a boy in my class that is special needs and he really needed a lot of help. And I went over and I worked with him for a little bit because nobody else would work with him. And I don't care. I like him. And those traits are like gold to me. You know, yeah. There's nothing else that would be more important to me than my children possess as far as a character trait.
Sure. Yeah, I used to always tell people, you know, when I was raising my kids, it says they're going to be good people first, then happy people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Because one begets the other.
I've even said, like, I want you to do well. I want you to succeed and get good grades and all of those things. Those things we work on, we improve, but don't come home with some sort of report that says you were mean and unkind to someone ever. That is a bigger problem than a failing grade. And I don't ever get those.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like it.
No.
It doesn't sound like it. Yeah. So Aiden, what's going on with your current situation at school and stuff like that? I mean, do you have, do you share this story with some of your other schoolmates or friends, or do they ask you about it, or you keep it close to the vest unless they actually really start digging?
I mean, it kind of depends who I'm talking to. Like,
you know that feeling when too many things fall through the cracks? Monday.com was built for that gap. The AI work platform where people and agents work side by side to deliver more together. Create your first Monday agent today at Monday.com.
At DSW, we ask the important questions, like, what shoes are you going to wear? Whether you're prepping for wedding season, festival season, or just planning the ultimate vacay, the right shoes can make or break an RSVP. So own the moment. You've got big plans, and we've got just the shoes. At the perfect price, of course. Get ready to get ready with Designer Shoe Warehouse. Head to your DSW store or DSW.com today and let us surprise you.
You might need MIDI if you ever hairsprayed your bangs into a waterfall, layered slouch socks, tied a scrunchie to the bottom corner of your t-shirt, or tried to go for a run with a CD player. If this took you down memory lane, you might need MIDI. Perimenopause can start 10 years before you actually go through menopause. So for some women, that can be as early as 35. Nobody ever told you that? Well, nobody told us either. That's why we built MIDI. If you're experiencing symptoms like night sweats, weight gain, or just generally don't feel like yourself anymore, you may be in perimenopause. But here's some good news. With the right care, these symptoms are treatable. Book a virtual visit with a menopause specialist at MIDI. Visit joinmidi.com to schedule with an expert who gets it. Specialist-led care, virtual visits, insurance eligible. Midlife needs MIDI. Results may vary. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate based on a consultation with a clinician. Insurance coverage varies. Check with your plan for coverage.
Hey there, it's Ophira Eisenberg from Parenting is a Joke, and I have a great tip for your next vacation. Great Wolf Lodge's biggest sale of the year is here. It's the 84-degree sale. From August 2nd through the 5th, book a suite starting at just $84 a night. That's right, book an $84 stay to enjoy their 84-degree indoor water park, plus adventurous attractions, spacious suites, delicious dining, and complimentary daily events for your whole pack, all for $84 a night. You and your pack can splash away in the indoor water park, and no two lodges are the same. Depending on which you visit, you'll get wave pools, lazy rivers, water basketball, and tons of adventure. And every single one has amazing water slides, a fun-filled water fort treehouse, and it's always a warm 84 degrees. But check it out, the lodge also has incredible attractions, high-flying rope courses, miniature golf, virtual reality rooms, and a massive arcade are just some of the adventures waiting for you and your family. And they've got free daily events and activities from all ages yoga in the morning to nightly family dance parties. So don't miss the 84-degree sale. Book August 2nd through 5th at greatwolf.com for an easy family getaway. Only at Great Wolf Lodge, always just a short drive away.
I kind of like keep it low. I don't really like talking about it to other people who shouldn't know about it, especially if they don't come to me about it first. Like, I mean, it's my life. It's a normal day now. I can't change anything about it. So I don't really go out of my way to talk about it. But there are some times and some people that I kind of just like, it's like icebreaker questions. Like, they ask me to get to know some more stuff about me and end up finding that my family goes a lot deeper than just the 5 people that live in my house. It's a long story, I guess. Like, my teacher one day, some kid, I don't remember his name, but he was just joking around on April 1st, April Fool's. He was like, hey, I have a court date the upcoming Friday. And my teacher just flipped out. She's like, there's no way. Is that for real? And he's like, no, April Fools. I would never do something like that. Well, at the end of class, I walked up to her and I'm like, hey, in about 3 weeks, I have an actual court date in Pennsylvania that I'm going to. And her jaw dropped to the floor. She's like, is this another joke? I don't find this very funny. And I'm like, no, I'm being serious. You can look it up. You can go on Google, you can go on a court website. We have court at a courthouse in Pennsylvania. And I just told her a little bit and she's like, what, did you do something? And I'm like, no, my grandma was murdered.
No biggie.
Casual.
And she just looks at me and doesn't know what to say. She's like, I'm sorry. And I say, why are you sorry? I can't change it. I don't have connections to them. It happened well before I was born, so it doesn't really change my life how it is. I mean, obviously I get to do fun things like this, and my mom wrote a book and I wrote a book, and that wouldn't happen without the tragedy that happened. But I mean, it's like, I just live my life how it is. I can't really do anything about it.
I tell you, you're wise among your years, my friend. You're just, a lot of people don't, even adults don't think like that. So you just, congratulations for having that kind of philosophy. Most people want to wear it and let it define them, their family history. And you've taken a very refreshing, honest approach to it. So you guys went to the last hearing that got kind of shut down. Were you guys there?
Yeah.
What's that
I
like?
brought all of them because I figured that was a more structured and shorter setting. So it was safer for them to be there and see what's going on. And they would be shielded from any kind of things they shouldn't be a part of. So, Hans and I talked about what would be appropriate, and not having them go at all probably would stir some feelings because they have kind of been involved along the way. So we felt that was the safest event. Although, as you know, it didn't actually happen.
Yeah, but still, you had all the build up and you had all the people there. What was that like for you guys?
Like when all these people came to support it, but then like didn't actually get to like see it. Yeah.
What did you do to support it? What did you wear? What did you hold?
We held like signs. We wore like shirts that had her face on it and like all like the details on it. And yeah, we took pictures and videos, purple ribbons. Yeah.
That's great. And then you guys got to do it all over again soon.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you guys going out there the 8th as well? All of you?
I don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
Oh, my husband is shaking his head yes. We haven't actually like formally talked about it.
Yeah, we didn't even know that was a thing.
But to be honest, I feel like it's like a lobster boil. Like you don't realize as the water's boiling that you're in the midst of this craziness as it's just ensuing around you. And I feel like that's what the kids are like, their experience, because it has happened around them all this time. So I feel like they're much more aware than I even know, just because they're part of this family. And as much as I want to protect and hide it from them, it's reality. So part of the lesson, as a parent, is teaching them how to be resilient with the information, how to deal with the information that, this is our story. And with that, that's that empathy lesson of, there are a lot of hurting people in the world, and, we choose to rise above and not let it define us and not hold us down. And, we want to be loving and kind, and we use it as a lesson for what we don't want to do.
Yeah. Well, you got a built-in support system, Allison, there. So that's great. And as I would imagine, it's just only going to grow as they grow older and understand what all this means. Because I'm not sure even if you, Allison, really understand what all of this means. It's still because everything's still fresh and new and still unresolved.
Still unfolding.
Still unfolding. So there's a lot of moving parts. So, and how do you kids, how do you deal with your mom when she's going through this stuff? Because based upon from what we can see, it seems like she keeps everything business as usual at that house and at school. But do you ever see her have moments where she needs that hug? She needs that little thing, piece of emotion to kind of share with her to make her feel like you're there to support her?
Usually she does a great job trying, like, just keeping it all together and not letting anything out. But there are some times that, we all are human. It all happens to all of us, that she just lets it out, I guess. She can't hold it in anymore. And usually when that happens, you can like just tell in the way she walks, the way she's like talking, I guess, the way she's just sitting down and not doing anything, just playing on her phone, aggressively playing the game she always plays. I personally try to just stay in my room and just, I guess, listen down the stairs, keep my door cracked a little bit just in case there's anything I can like overhear, just to try and understand the situation more. And then a few days later, you ask about what happened, ask about if she's okay, ask about if there's anything that you could help with. You give it some time just so you don't work her up even more.
Yeah.
Like when she gets a call from the courthouse or she has to deal with somebody, that kind of stuff,
And
something that's going to stop the progress of the case.
when she's yelling at the phone, calling the police,
Yeah.
just losing her mind because they aren't working how she wants them to.
Yeah.
So you should ask them about the night that we found out about the confession.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it.
That was a huge moment.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of we're on this kind of tightrope on how much we want to ask about this stuff. So I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's start off with the little one here first, since she's been very quiet. So what did you react to when you found out about your
grandfather's confession?
Your grandfather's confession.
Oh, she's gonna take a pass because she said she was at her friend's house that night.
Oh, well, didn't you?
Oh, it's soccer. Yeah.
I brought you
Oh.
No, you were there. You were there.
Okay.
I thought all three of you were here.
Well, you eventually found.
We were sitting on this couch.
Right
Got
here.
it.
Oh, that's
You were
what
here.
you told us.
Yes.
But
That's what he's
Okay.
talking about.
All right. So you guys were all sitting on the same couch when you found out about the confession. So what did you think, Emmy?
I just thought she's lying, she's telling a joke, because I never thought that was going to happen. He was going to hold it until he passed away. But once I found out, I don't know, it just felt different, and that things were actually going to change and we were going to find out what was actually happening.
Yeah. Were you sad? Were you excited? What was it? Did you have any emotion, or are you just kind of in shock?
I was mixed opinions about it, because I was excited that he told the truth, but also I was sad because it's our grandma and stuff.
Yeah, it must
Were
have
you
been
surprised
a lot
that something like that could happen?
All right. How about you, Mariah?
So for me, I was really shocked, and it was actually, she came home, and I don't remember what we were doing that day, but she came home super calm, you can tell in her voice that she was she was holding something in, and then eventually we were what's going on, and we asked her, and she sat us all down, and she told us what happened. And the next day that I was going to regionals for dance, it was really quick, and it was also Thanksgiving, so it was the perfect timing for everything to come out, and just yeah.
Yeah. Wow. How about you, Aiden? What was your reaction?
So it started, I was just sitting on my bed watching TV, playing on my phone, and then my dad just hears footsteps, get up from the couch, and walk over to the stairs and just yell for my name, but it didn't sound like he was mad. So I'm oh Lord, what happened this time? I'm another family talk.
Yeah.
What's
gonna see in the house now?
Yeah.
Family meeting.
And I just opened my door, and I'm yeah, and he's come here, and he sounded calm and just, I don't want to say annoyed, but I mean, I guess he kind of had that tone, probably because he was holding everything in and didn't want to tell us individually. But I walked down the stairs and find both my sisters sitting in this exact spot, and my dad over on that couch, and I just sit here. And at first I was so what happened? Who's in trouble? And then my dad said my mom has some very interesting news to share. And she tells this story, and I don't know what I was feeling. Personally, I think I don't really let much emotion out until later. And then once I like realize what's going on, then I let a little bit more out. But I kind of just thought about it. I'm like, there's no way we're gonna like push this and he's actually gonna get what he deserves. Like the public is gonna know what happened and this is gonna be a big story. And it turns out it is a big story.
Yeah. No,
It's
it
a
is.
huge story. I can't even imagine.
These two, like right after, I think I had Emmy sit on my lap because I needed that.
Yeah.
And I had Maria next to me and Aiden was on the other side, literally, you know, the trifold here. And when we told them, the girls screamed. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Screamed like you were at a football game cheering for a team.
Yeah.
Like they were like, yes! And like it was a reaction I was proud of and didn't expect. You know, like they could have like sobbed on the floor. But they cheered and I was proud of their reaction and proud as us as parents that like we try the best we can to prepare them, but like how do you prepare someone to receive news like this? You know, it's not anything you ever imagine you'd have to do. So
Well, I'm going to take a stab
proud of them.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a stab at this, girls. You were cheering for your mom, right? Because that's
how much I was fighting for that.
Exactly. This is very important to her. So what do you think? So it looks like you guys are going to go. Now, I can't remember if you're going to be inside the courtroom, Allison. Are you going to be in the courtroom?
You know, I'm still not entirely sure. I'm not positive whether I'm testifying or not. The family, Hans and the kids, will be in the courtroom. It depends on if they use me for testimony, and if they do, I won't be allowed in the courtroom until after I've testified. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's up in the air, but they will be in the courtroom with Hans for sure.
Wow. What do you think about that, guys? What's that going to be like? Because you've never seen Bud before, have you?
No, I was just going to say because that hearing was canceled. So they've never set eyes on him and vice versa. He's never set eyes on them. How do you feel about like seeing him like in person?
I wonder what he looks like. I've seen their wedding pictures, like him and Lonene's, but like, and he was kind of tall and skinny, but like now I've heard that like he's like short and fat. So
he's not short,
tall and fat or something. And I just like wonder like what he actually looks like, and like if he looks mean, if he like, yeah, stop.
How about you, Aiden? What do you think?
I'm kind of excited to see him.
Curious.
Yeah, curious, I guess, to see him and just see what he looks like and see that he's the person that caused all this pain. He's the reason that all of this happened.
It's like a missing puzzle piece.
Yeah, he's the reason that all this is possible, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I kind of want to like just sign something to him, like.
Oh, that's true. Sign.
Yeah, just so I could like say something to him. I don't really know yet.
Huh.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's really interesting. You'll be able to sign. Now, why did you take up signing, Aiden?
Honestly, it was because of my mom. At first, I had Spanish down.
Yeah.
Which I tried as an early bird student in 8th grade. Early bird is a program that you go before school starts, and the language teachers come down and give you a lesson, and it counts towards your high school credits. I tried that, maybe lasted a week and a half, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. And
he was also doing
class
football 2 hours after school, so he'd go an hour early, stay 2 hours later, and it was just too much.
Yeah. So the next year, I had Spanish down for some reason. My mom looked at my schedule, And she's like, yeah, no, I want you to do ASL. And I'm like, okay, let's give it a try. So the very next morning, she got on the phone with the school. I didn't think it was possible because they're closed. It's summertime. She managed to do it. That's the story of our lives, I guess.
There's a will, there's a way.
And as soon as I got my schedule, I was in first period ASL.
You're welcome.
It's 100% more fun than Spanish ever was. I am very happy I took this class instead of anything else. And obviously I'm doing it in the future. I'm doing it next year. And if I still stay at high school or still stay in Brunswick High School and not go to the Career Center, I'm for sure going to do it again for ASL 3.
That's good. That's good. That's got to be, how good is he, Allison?
Not bad. There are some signs that he says that I'm like, what is that? Because he's learning formally. And I learned what was necessary.
Sure.
Like some of the formal signs I never had any need for. I never learned, So there are some that I say, what is that? He was in a band concert and I was like signing across like, I love you. Good job. It was cute. We have our own special code now.
That's great.
Next year.
Next year, she'll be a freshman.
I'm taking ASL next year. So
that's great. That's great. It's a great homage to your grandmother. It's something you take away from.
I don't know if you guys realize that, or maybe you have your own stories, but people see you guys and they're like, oh my gosh, they look like Lonnie. Oh my gosh, they look so much like their grandmother. And that's really special to me. Have people said that to you guys?
Yeah. Grace said the other day. She's like, I see the pictures and I see like a lot in her.
Yeah.
And your profile is very similar to her.
Mm-hmm.
You just show your profile. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's an accident. It's not an accident that you all look like your grandmother. But yeah. So what else do you want the world to know about your mom that we don't know?
I always remind them I'm the coolest mom ever.
Right. That she's super
She's
embarrassing.
cringy. She's really funny. She's really nice.
She's outgoing.
She's a yapper. She talks a lot.
They didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you need something, who gets it done?
Tries to get it done.
That's what it sounds like. Sounds like she gets it all done.
She never stops until she gets what she wants. So
perseverance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you going to learn any of that, you guys? You going to take away with that? Because I tell you, it's a superpower.
Work hard.
Yep. Don't take no for an answer.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Keep going.
Allison, what have you learned from this session that we've done with your children?
I think the overwhelming sense is just how proud of them I am. I don't know that I joke about it, but I don't know that I've ever said to them, like, I didn't have a childhood and they say she's cringy. I am reliving my childhood through them. And I often think that I want to offer them things that I never could have dreamed of having. And I want them to have opportunities and, try different things and do different things and be outgoing and be kind and loving. And I think, when we have this reflective type opportunity, that's what I see, that they are in fact beautiful little humans. And I couldn't be more proud of the compassion and kindness that each of them have. And I think as they talk, I'm just reaffirmed of that.
Have they met Carl and Elmer?
Oh, yes. They got 4 rides on the four-wheeler afterwards.
What'd you think of those guys? Those guys are awesome.
They're so funny.
They're funny.
I miss them.
Like, yeah.
It's so cute.
It's
Elmer,
great that you
never
get.
expect them to go
Elmer
on a
says to this
four-wheel.
one, I have an extra one I'm selling if you guys want one. I'm like, yeah, the HOA will love that.
Yeah, I would never expect two old brothers to like just go on a four-wheeler and just like ride all over their little like area.
They're like, hold on, here we
Yeah.
go.
That's so fun.
That's great.
But
So you got to reconnect with them, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you remember when we went to Carl's house for the cookout and then Elmer was playing the piano and they were singing these silly songs?
Yeah.
They were just making stuff up, singing these, country folk songs that they were making up. So funny.
So cute.
That's
That's
fantastic.
that same reunion. I found like a puzzle thing on like the wall. It was like I don't remember what it was, but I kept messing with it. It was a centrifugal force puzzle. I kept messing with it. I was like shaking it, trying to get both the balls on the two sides without them falling down the ramp. I couldn't get it done. And then as soon as we were getting ready to leave, Carl came over and showed me how to do it. And I'm like, it was that easy all along. And then he put it in my hands and told me to take it home with me and that to use it to remember him by, to use it to remember Lonnie by, use it to remember everything that happened by, everyone that isn't with us today, that we can't see today, to just keep it as a keepsake.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, thank you for braving this interrogation and sharing your thoughts with us. I know it's not easy, and I'm sure you're not sure exactly what to say, but you guys are all great, and we wish you guys nothing but the best. And be strong for your mom on that July 8th.
They will.
Yeah.
All righty. Okay, cool.
Thank
You might need MIDI if you ever hairsprayed your bangs into a waterfall, layered slouch socks, tied a scrunchie to the bottom corner of your t-shirt, or tried to go for a run with a CD player. If this took you down memory lane, you might need MIDI. Perimenopause can start 10 years before you actually go through menopause. So for some women, that can be as early as 35. Nobody ever told you that? Well, nobody told us either. That's why we built MIDI. If you're experiencing symptoms like night sweats, weight gain, or just generally don't feel like yourself anymore, you may be in perimenopause. But here's some good news. With the right care, these symptoms are treatable. Book a virtual visit with a menopause specialist at MIDI. Visit joinmidi.com to schedule with an expert who gets it. Specialist-led care, virtual visits, insurance eligible. Midlife needs MIDI. Results may vary. Medications prescribed only if clinically appropriate based on a consultation with a clinician. Insurance coverage varies. Check with your plan for coverage.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.